Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, Oswego receives a large grant to resolve a major issue. Find out where $500,000 is heading.
And 2 SUNY Oswego students win national awards. Find out what they were recognized for.
But first, a man is sentenced to decades in prison after a shocking murder that shook the region.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Madison.
And I'm Rob Finger.
An Oswego court sentenced Ricky Colin to 25 years to life in prison over the 2024 murder of Rachel Allen today. Colin was removed from the courtroom after a verbal tirade aimed at the court before he was sentenced. The 37-year-old Colin brutally murdered Allen in an instance of domestic violence.
In response, Allen's family launched Rachel's Warrior Run last year. The run is meant to commemorate Allen's life and raise awareness about domestic violence against women. Colin murdered Allen in July of 2024 by beating her with a cast iron and then burning her clothes. The defense tried to get a lower sentence by citing claims of PTSD suffered by Colin from his military service. Ultimately, Judge Armin Nazarian mostly sided with prosecutors and imposed a harsh sentence on Colin.
Oswego is expanding its access by adding $1.7 million in new scholarships. This investment comes after Central New York received significant growth in new industry development. Interim Vice President for Enrollment Management Rick Buck told OswegoCountyNews.com that this ensures students across Central New York have a clear and affordable path to a SUNY Oswego degree. The initiative builds on Oswego's focus on affordability, helping students stay, succeed, and build their futures in the region.
The Richard S. Shinneman Center recently awarded a $500,000 grant to the Oswego County Child Advocacy Center to tackle child abuse. Oswego County has the highest rate of child abuse of any county in New York State. The grant will go towards expanded therapy services for children and families, as well as the creation of the Child Abuse Prevention Coordinator role. As the nation observes the 5 Days of Action Anti-Child Abuse campaign, Oswego County recognizes their problem and is committed to solving it.
Organizers are looking for volunteers for this year's Ozfest. This year, the celebration is expanding and adding daytime events, adding outdoor activities, and are looking for students to volunteer to help ensure safety and a fun experience for all involved. Volunteers will assist with multiple activities, help direct students, and contribute to the overall success of the day. If interested, go to oswego.edu to sign up, and they ask that all please sign up by April 17th.
Tomorrow at the Tyler Art Gallery, Oswego's Bachelor of Fine Arts students will be showing off their works for the first time this semester. Throughout the exhibition, students will be presenting their carefully curated bodies of work, reflecting their artistic journeys over years of study, experimentation, and growth. This first exhibition will take place in the Tyler Art Gallery and will run from April 14th to the 24th.
Kappa Delta Phi NAS is putting on their annual Spring Out of Darkness Walk. It was started at SUNY Oswego to bring awareness to suicide prevention. The event takes place this Saturday at 12:30 outside between Penfield Library and MCC. It is free to attend. This will also be free bracelets and necklaces to show why you're walking.
The City of Oswego is looking at qualified candidates to serve as the new Community Development Director. The position is responsible for pushing the growth and advancement of the City of Oswego through planning, grants, and program management. Some other tasks include conducting public hearings with organizations and preparing progress and financial reports for state and federal agencies, as well as the Common Council. The starting salary is near $90,000, and anyone interested in applying should contact the City of Oswego Personnel Department.
SUNY Oswego is making its mark on the national stage after bringing home multiple honors from this year's Broadcast Education Association Awards.
With students placing in categories ranging from video production to audio, WTOP-10's Paul Kasperzak caught up with the winners to see how to hear their reaction to the big news and how their new home in Hewitt Hall made it possible.
Hewitt Hall is a place for student collaboration. For Michael and Ben, they earned national recognition for their hard work at the BEA Awards.
At SUNY Oswego, the new Hewitt Hall is more than just a building. It's where national BEA champions are born. For students in the School of Communication, these aren't just classrooms, they are professional-grade tools that turn student projects into award-winning work.
I don't really take that much pride in it because I kind of just submitted this project like on a whim. I kind of just did it for the sake of seeing like what could happen. I did not actually think I'd get any kind of award.
First of all, it was super surprising. I didn't expect it. I kind of just submitted it just to, put something out there. And when I won it, I was actually really surprised, and I felt that my work was finally getting recognized.
For the faculty here, these awards serve as validation. They prove with the right resources, Oswego students are delivering the same high caliber results as top tier programs across the nation.
Our students have the ability to really hone in and focus and produce the same level of work that students at, let's say, bigger name universities across the country.
From the labs to the studios, Hewitt Hall has given Oswego students the hands-on experience required to lead the next generation of broadcasters. Reporting from Hewitt Hall, I'm Paul Kasperzak, WTOP-10.
Thanks, Paul. Well, with the weather being this rainy and windy, Oswego is taking April showers bring May flowers to a literal sense.
Yeah, here to key us in on the weather is Storm Team 10 meteorologist Ella O'Connor.
Thanks, guys. Let's take a look at our headlines for this evening. Indeed, April showers does bring May flowers, hopefully, because we will see almost consistent rain for the next 2 weeks. So hopefully by the month of May, we will see some beautiful flowers. Temperatures are on the rise. Throughout this week, we are going to see temperatures raise into the upper 60s, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to enjoy them as much because we're going to see some scattered thunderstorms throughout this week. Very steady rain throughout this week, and you will see those periods of the thunderstorms, specifically tomorrow and later into this week. Lastly, we have cloudy conditions, and it's very overcast skies, and it will create a very dreary feel for this week. That's all from me for now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Ella. The Oswego County Stop DWI organization has announced a statewide Stop DWI campaign for next Monday, April 20th. April 20th is known in popular culture as 420 Day, and some cannabis users increase their usage of the drug to commemorate the date. Due to the potential increase of impaired drivers, the Stop DWI team has prepared officers to be ready to ticket impaired drivers and stop unsafe driving.
This Thursday, the Oswego County Health Department will be hosting a Living Well workshop titled Living Well with Diabetes, Pathways to Control Your Blood Sugar. The workshop, hosted at the Mexico Public Library, will cover topics like healthy eating, medication usage, and glucose monitoring, among several others. It's free to attend and meets every Thursday from 9:30 a.m. to noon, starting April 16th and ending May 21st.
A new scam is circulating in the county involving someone impersonating the Oswego County Federal Credit Union. The Oswego County Federal Credit Union posted on social media a warning that callers pretend to verify a card payment and ask for sensitive information, such as a social security number or card verification value. They remind people never to share this information over the phone. If a call seems suspicious, contact the number shown on your screen.
Earlier today, Fulton's 5th Ward Councilor John Iorio stepped down following, quote, violent and aggressive comments made both in person and online about his wife. Iorio said that he loved his job, connecting with community workers and putting in work orders to improve the city, but said the comments were affecting his relationship with his wife. He plans on moving on to his nonprofit group, in which he says he can remain doing good for the city of Fulton.
Construction on Interstate Route 81 will begin, and driving near the JMA Wireless Dome may get tricky. For the next 6 months, the State Department of Transportation will change traffic movement west of Syracuse University campus in order to build a roundabout near Van Buren Street. The new roundabout will be just west of the dome and under the highway bridge. When finished, the Department of Transportation will take down the elevated highway to bring the traffic to street level.
2 people are dead after an argument in a quiet neighborhood in Lafayette turned deadly. 46-year-old Irene McIntyre of East Syracuse was shot by a responding New York State trooper after McIntyre hit 2 people with her car, following a heated argument early in the hours of Sunday morning. The 2 hit were 79-year-old Sharon Myron of Manlius, along with her son. Myron was pronounced dead at the scene, while McIntyre later died at the hospital.
Still ahead tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, Ireland is facing protests. Find out what citizens are upset about.
Plus, a prominent member of Congress has resigned. Find out who resigned and what the underlying reason was.
had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you?
Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises.
And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP-10. Go home, that's 3 hours from now! Maybe that's the best thing you can do.
But after he gets possessed,
his show becomes a smash hit.
Now he's got the greenest show on WTOP-10.
A lot of green going on tonight.
We'll be holding on forever.
Don't miss the limited run of
those great people being.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
what surface is this?
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
There's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh Boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Ella O'Connor. Let's take a deeper look into our headlines for this evening. Current conditions. Currently in Oswego, it is 54 degrees under cloudy skies. Our dew point is at 50 degrees. Humidity is a little bit on the higher side at 85%. Our pressure is at 1,015 millibars. And winds are moving west at 9 miles per hour. Taking a look at our satellite, currently we do see a few scattered rain showers, nothing too crazy, very light rain going into tonight. Looking at our current temperatures, we are mainly in the 60s, but we do have a low of 53 in Watertown and a high of 69 in Dansville, but mainly in the 60s. Taking a look at our futurecast, going into tonight, it's pretty steady, but as we get into tomorrow morning around 8 a.m., you can see all of this rain coming in from the northwest. You can see very moderate to heavy rain, and we will see some severe thunderstorms at that time. And as it comes in around 11:30-ish to noon, it's going to hit the Oswego area, so if you are commuting, make sure you keep that in mind. As we go on, we kind of see a calm night up until Wednesday morning. That's when it's going to hit again. Again, we're going to see rain throughout this week continuing. It's mainly going to affect the Syracuse area and all around here, Ithaca, Oswego, Fulton, but make sure you watch out for those storms. Again, you get a little bit of a break, and then that rain just comes rolling right back in. Here's our superhero forecast for tomorrow. Around 7 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to see foggy conditions with 50 degrees. Around 1 p.m., we're going to see winds moving south at 21 miles per hour, and we're going to see temperatures at 66 degrees. And lastly, by 6 p.m. and rolling into tomorrow night, we're going to see steady rain showers around 62 degrees. What to wear tomorrow, and not just for tomorrow, but for throughout the whole week. Specifically tomorrow, though, we will see temperatures at 66 degrees, and you will see rain and thunder. You're going to want to wear a jacket or a hoodie, as it's going to be very rainy. You're going to want your umbrella, and you're definitely going to want some rain boots because you don't want to ruin your favorite pair of shoes in the muddy conditions. And lastly, of course, you're going to need your backpack for school. Here's our extended forecast. So on Tuesday, we have showers with a high of 69 and a low of 50. Wednesday, showers again, high of 63, low of 50. Thursday, continued chance of showers, high of 68, low of 48. Friday, again, more showers, high of 58, low of 47. Saturday, we have PM showers, but you will see a little bit of AM sunshine, high of 66, low of 42. Sunday, showers again, high of 48, low of 34. And Monday, partly cloudy skies and a little bit chilly at 40 degrees. So although we do see these warm temperatures throughout the week, unfortunately, it will get a little bit ruined with that rain. It might cause even chillier temperatures. That's all from me for today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Ella. The Trump administration says it will restore a pride flag at Stonewall National Monument, reversing a decision to remove it earlier this year. The move comes as part of a legal settlement with LGBTQ+ and preservation groups. While it still needs to be approved by a judge, advocates call the decision a victory, saying Stonewall remains a symbol of LGBTQ rights history.
A New York State police trooper and a motorist were parked on the side of Southern State Parkway when a Jeep Wrangler crashed into them. The force from the crash pushing the trooper's car across multiple lanes and crushed the entire rear. Luckily, no life-threatening injuries were sustained for any party.
President Donald Trump criticized Pope Leo over the weekend, saying Pope Leo is weak on crime and terrible for foreign policy, taking to social media to post a photo depicting himself in a papal manner, later being taken down. This is sparking controversy among conservatives online. The Pope responded to this by saying, "I have no fear of the Trump administration." Artemis 2 just completed its 10-day record-breaking trip around the moon.
WTOP-10 reporter Jenna Van Tom went around campus to get Lakers' thoughts on the mission.
On Friday at 8:07 p.m., the 4 astronauts aboard the Artemis 2 returned home from their trip around the moon, where no human has traveled farther than them, and they got never-before-seen pictures of the far side of the moon. So I went around campus getting students and faculty's thoughts on their mission.
I think it was really inspirational and it was good for American exploration, and what they did was pretty fire.
I just think it's really inspirational that they were able to do that. I can't believe that technology has come this far, and I think it's amazing that everybody got back safely, and that's just so cool.
I personally don't really care about the Artemis mission. I think it's cool, but at the end of the day, they already did it, and it's kind of a waste of money. That being said, there's nothing wrong with it. I just think that we could put our money to better use.
The Artemis launch and return to Earth was an amazing feat of engineering. It was amazing technology. It will get people interested in science funding and going to the moon and exploring outer space again. And to have such a diverse group of people, totally taxpayer funded, was awe-inspiring. From the liftoff to the splashdown, they were off by half of a second on their splashdown. It was glorious.
For WTOP-10, I'm Jenna Van Tom reporting.
Thanks, Jenna. Democratic Representative from California Eric Swalwell announced plans to resign from Congress, additionally resigning from the 2026 California governor race. This following representatives from both sides of the aisle calling for his removal amid sexual misconduct and sexual assault allegations. The House Ethics Committee will stop the investigation into him, as he is no longer considered a system member of Congress.
Ireland is facing growing disruption as police move in to arrest protesters blocking fuel depots and major roads. The protests, now on their 6th day, are driven by anger over soaring fuel prices, with truckers, farmers, and transport workers demanding price caps and tax cuts. Prime Minister Michael Martin says the country risks losing its oil supply entirely as global prices surge due to conflict in the Middle East.
Disbelief turned into celebration in Hungary as voters delivered a landslide victory to opposition leader Peter Magyar, ending the long rule of Viktor Orban. In a surprise move, Orban conceded just hours after polls closed. There was a record voting turnout, the highest since the fall of communism. Supporters say the win marks a turning point, with promises to fight corruption and restore democratic institutions. The result also carries major implications for Europe and Ukraine, as Hungary may now shift away from Orban's Kremlin-friendly stance. Still ahead tonight, see how the SUNY Oswego men's lacrosse team did on Senior Day.
Plus, whip-around sports coverage, including the Masters and MLB action. Stay tuned to WTOP-10 Nightly News.
$50. You better watch out.
swat you like a bug.
That is like
I'm scared of Joe with a bat.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me show you because your team is a failure.
You don't know how to score, right?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Just like that.
That's actually. Let me show you. Yeah. Let me show you the Bronx Bomber way of doing it. Ready? Ready?
I swear to God. Oh my
Everyone.
All right, put the bat down. All right.
This number's like.
Sorry, Joe.
You're right.
Sorry.
Yeah. You're like, hey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to WTOP-10 TV. I'm your sports anchor, Jacob Coleman, and I'm here to give you the preview on all things sports coming up this week. The Oswego State men's lacrosse team has actually just 3 games left in their regular season, and their most recent result came in the form of a dominant 26-9 win over the SUNY Canton Kangaroos on Senior Day. Sports reporter Logan Weingartner was around to recap the game.
The Oswego State men's lacrosse team had their senior day this past Saturday and celebrated with a 26-9 win over the visiting Canton Kangaroos. Started right here as the Lakers put some pressuring defense on a Canton face-off win before LeClaire rushes to the other end. Doran LeClaire, the St. Bonaventure transfer, 6 goals on the day. Now Ryan Rogers builds on the momentum after 9 more goals by the Lakers. That's the 3rd goal of his career, ended with a hat trick, celebrating senior day nicely. But Canton finally able to regroup, ends the shutout streak by Oswego. McClear with their first goal. But yet again, LeClaire finds space in the back of the net. No one directly on him. Gives the Lakers their 20th goal of the game. And the freshman Cam Holdsworth showing out right now. Right place, right time. And then another underclassman showing out on senior day. That'll be Ethan McConnell before a great save by Pat McManus, who was the 4th relief goalie of the game for the Lakers. Now back in the offensive end, Max Weeks, the freshman, and caps off a dominant outing for the Lakers. They win 26-9 and improve to 8-3 overall, even up their SUNYAC record at 2-2. And up next, SUNY Oneonta on Saturday. Logan Weingartner, WTOP-10.
Thanks, Logan. The Lakers have now won 6 out of their last 8 games, and they also remain undefeated against Canton all time. SUNYAC postseason play begins on April 29th, with the Lakers currently in the 4th seed. Staying with the lacrosse theme, the women's Oswego team has been on fire this season, and as they approach their final home game this week, they remain undefeated in conference play. The Lakers hold an overall record of 9-4. However, they remain as one of 2 undefeated teams in the SUNYAC, currently sitting as a 2nd seed. Next time the women's team will play, they will host conference rival the Potsdam Bears this Wednesday at home at 4 p.m. Moving over to the Diamond now, the Lakers baseball team will have a busy few days ahead of themselves as they begin the week tomorrow with a doubleheader traveling to Cortland to play the Red Dragons at 1 and 3:30 p.m. These games were actually postponed originally, and then they got moved to Cortland. Then on Wednesday, the Lakers have a quick turnaround for a doubleheader Wednesday afternoon at Clarkson University. Currently, the baseball squad sits 2nd in conference standings as they face the 1 seed tomorrow. In other news, over the weekend, the Masters gave fans a roller coaster ride of emotions, with the winner being unpredictable the entire time. On Sunday, McIlroy pulled off a tense battle to take home his second green jacket in back-to-back years. He briefly lost the lead and went 9 strokes under. However, he regained control on the second 9 to become the first repeat champion since Tiger Woods in 2002. After almost a decade of waiting to win the big one, he's doubled down in 2 years. The NBA playoffs have been set. The league will host its annual play-in tournament Tuesday and Wednesday this week to determine the 7 and 8 seeds in both conferences. On the west side, the Trailblazers and Suns will take on the Trailblazers battle the Suns, and the Warriors will take on the Clippers. Over in the east, the Magic travel to Philly for the 76ers as Miami Heat will play the Charlotte Hornets. The play-in will finish Friday evening as the loser of each Game 1 plays the winner of Game 2 to determine the 8th and final seed. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our highlight tonight is the final game of the 3-game series between the Yankees and the Rays. Our first highlight is a RBI single by Chandler Simpson as Taylor Walls would beat the pass into home plate to put the Rays up 3-0 at the bottom of the second. Into the top of the 4th inning, the Yankees would still be scoreless, and Aaron Judge would actually be struck out here by Drew Rasmussen, who would pitch an amazing game this evening. From the mound, he had 6 scoreless innings and 6 strikeouts. With Judge's final at-bat of the day, however, he would make it count. Top of the 9th, he smashes the ball over the wall. With a runner on first, a 2-run home run would close the lead gap for the Yankees. This is Judge's 4th home run of the year. With 2 outs in the 9th, the Yankees relied on Ryan McMahon to make some magic happen. However, unfortunately, he would ground out to first base, and the Rays would end this game and complete the 3-game sweep against the Yankees and close out the weekend, 5-4. New York is currently in first of their 4-game against the Angels, and it's a tie game, 7-7 in the middle of the 6th inning. I thank you guys for joining me.
Thanks, Jacob. Coming after the break, learn what National Day it is.
If it's hockey, it's on Hockey Talk.
The hockey gods will bless me again with another victory.
Join Rob Finger and his panel of guests.
Rangers are going to beat them simply because vibes.
Vibes. You are winning this on vibes?
Vibes.
That's a solid argument.
As they take you through the hockey world.
We welcome you with open arms.
Tune into Hockey Talk, only on WTOP.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Today is National Scrabble Day. The game origins back to the year 1899.
Scrabble even became a daytime game show in the 80s briefly.
In 2004, the game was forever memorialized as a classic and entered the National Toy Hall of Fame.
So call up your friends and see how many words you can spell.
That's all for us tonight. Have a great night, everyone.